Hey traders, John Howell here. We're going to be looking today. There's a pattern that actually formed back in 2016 and 2015 when the whole Trump election was actually happening. And we actually may be getting something really similar right now in the market. And again, but look, this is more big picture, okay? More big picture stuff. Sometimes I do like short-term technical analysis, but this is more like big picture, what could be forming. And the whole purpose of these videos, guys, is this, right? Is that no one knows definitely what's going to happen. So we need to be alert for both sides when it comes to reading and understanding these markets. I said reading and understanding, not trading, okay? Trading is more about just recognizing patterns, but when we're trying to get a grasp and trying to get an understanding of what's going on in the markets, we need to circle in what's going on right now, and then we need to read the market. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so make sure you grab that free trading course there. Link in the description. The thing actually in that trading course, guys, the very last video in that trading course, again, there's something like 6 or 7 videos there, about 5 or 6 hours worth of content. The very last video in that trading course, there's a video that I walk you through one simple, really powerful trading setup that works in a bear market as the market's crashing. And so if you're really looking for just a really awesome trading setup, again, you get that in there. But also, I also then give you my access to my #1 trading system for the last 15 or so years that I've been trading it now. So you get all that in that trading course. Okay. It's for free. Okay. Just go get the help. So the thing that I was looking at here, I'm like, oh, interesting. Isn't it interesting? Right now, what we're looking at here we're looking at the Dow Jones chart, and I thought, okay, something's actually interesting happening through here. And because one thing that I notice when it comes to these markets is the velocity of the moves that tend to happen. And so we tend to have these velocity of moves like this, right? So let's actually do this here for a minute. I want to sort of preface this for a minute. If we have a move like this, right, and just say that's the bars, right? That's the overall move, and the bar would look something like this, bam, 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 like something like that, right? These are the bars, and I just did the line there. What would you say this market was? It was strong, right? So now I'm going to go into a bit more understanding of. This is more like advanced chart reading techniques, and again, guys, when you look, the stuff you learn from me is so powerful that I am really good at reading what the market is telling me, not indicators. Indicators are derivative of the main thing. So I've spent a lot of time, especially in the last 5+ years now, maybe a bit longer, really diving into becoming good at the main thing, right? Because indicators can be confusing. That's the reason why when you're looking at the charts, most of my time I'll have this, and then I might have 1 or 2 moving averages on there. That's it, right? Why? Because the chart is giving me the clues of what's coming. And what's going on, right? The main thing. And the better that we can get good at reading and understanding the main thing, the better trader will be. Makes sense, right? Why do we need to go to the derivative of the main thing when we can just go to the main thing and see what the main thing is telling us? So, and by the way, that's when I started doing that, guys, when I started getting good at learning and reading the main thing. And obviously that became a trading system as well too, or it's a trading system that I learned from my mentor. My success rate took off to 90+% success rate. So, and again, I give you that, I teach you if you want to learn that trading system, I teach you for free in that trading course, the link in the description there. So here we go, back to class and session here for a minute. So if the market does this, let's say the market does that, you'd say, well, oh, that's a strong market, right? Well, what happens if the market does this? And it's gone like this. What does that mean? It's going up, isn't it? See how it's going up? See how it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. See how it's going up through there? But what does that actually mean to us? What does that actually mean to the market? Remember, right? That actually means what? So if this is strong, this would be known as what? Weak. So in this scenario, we would have what? Weak buyers. So on the flip side, and we're going to use, we'll use a red here, right? Let's just say, I'll change the color. Let's change the color to red, right? Because I know you like your pretty colors. So let's change the pretty color for the pretty color red, okay? So if we had let's just say we had a move on the downside, right? And we had this here. Now, again, that's just a representation of what the market doing this. All right. What would you say? That move is what? It is strong, right? It's strong on the downside. There's a strong move on the downside. But what happens if the market does this? It goes down, but it goes like that, where the bars are like something like this. You see what I'm saying there? It's going down, isn't it? It's like, oh, market's going down. But if this is a strong move down, this would be what? This would be a weak move down. Make sense? Now, why does this matter? And why is this so important? Because when we start to get the conjunction of we have, say for example, we have this, say we get a very strong move up for this buying leg, right? So the buying leg is very, very strong here. And then suddenly out of nowhere, the sellers produce this pattern. So the two patterns would look something like this, right? Let's just do this. I'll do this as an arrow, right? So we go straight up, and then the sellers would do that. So in this case scenario, what do we have? We have this strong buyers, and then we have what? Weak sellers. What does that actually mean? Well, when you get weak sellers, there's a period of time to where the sellers give up and the buyers regain control again for that next leg up, right? Because we know overall the markets do this, right? They go through stair steps. Make sense? So whenever I'm trading, I'm trying to look for this pattern. I'm trying to see, because I don't want to be, if I'm trying to buy the market, I do not want to be trying to buy the market when it's doing this sort of strong selling leg. I want to see someone that's more dominant in the market at that time, and then I want to jump in on that next move. So if I see I had these strong buyers here, but then now I've got these weak sellers. If this was a boxing match between the buyers and sellers, and it was let's just say a five. I'm a UFC fan, right? So five rounds. Ding, 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 ding. At the end of 5 rounds, if this was a scorecard, who would have won the match? The buyers, right? So therefore, the buyers are more dominant. And so one thing that's important to understand, we had this strong move up. And what tends to happen, we get this strong move up, and then we tend to go through this really sort of slow period. It goes down, but it's slow. It's more like see how it's slightly it's not like a falling off a cliff. It's more like that. When that tends to happen, what tends to happen is that as soon as we start to break above these highs, we tend to go for another good move to the upside. So the prefaces of why I'm telling you that is, one, because that's actually part of that's the reason why my trading system is so successful, because the market is actually talking to us. All I'm doing when I'm trading the markets, different from investing, okay? My investing strategy is more like if you saw my investing strategy when it comes to like the TLT position or TMF position, or my gold mining stocks position, gold and so on and so forth, right? They're more the next 2 years, 5 years and more, right? That's investing. That's completely different. This here is trading. When I'm trading the markets, I'm looking for opportunities to see that, okay, we've gone through a period where I'm looking for someone that's really dominant, and then I'm looking for a resting period, which is like this period through here, right? So, and I know, as we know, the best times to get in the market is where? If we look at this diagram, it's probably right here, and right here, right? When we're looking to trade the market. Trading is like, hey, we're getting in right now, we've got a stop loss, we've got a target in place, et cetera, right? So that's called trade in the markets. And so if we know that, then if we know that these are the best times right here, if we know they're the best times right here, which will represent that point there, if we actually know that in the markets, then I'm looking for a preference. I'm looking for more dominant scenarios to give me the much more high probability of that happening. And that scenario is what I explained here, right? Having that strong buying leg, the weak selling leg, not straight down, but weak sort of selling leg. And then what happens is then once we start to gain the next leg up, right? Once we actually gain the next leg up, then I'm looking to get in on here somewhere. Now, again, I'm looking for a specific bar, right? This is what I look for the setup, which is this here. And then I'm looking for a certain type of bar to tell me now is a good time to actually get into it, right? There's no guarantees. And yes, I do have losses, right? So, but there's no guarantees. Again, and if you actually want to understand the full trading system, in that free trading course, guys, very last video, and also get access to a webinar where I teach you all the details to exactly what I'm talking about here, all right? But the reason why I preface everything that I went through there is one, so I can actually help you understand when we're looking for opportunities, what am I actually personally looking for to get more of an advantage of that? And secondly, overall, we could be developing this strong buying, weak selling, and we could be getting ready for another good buying leg. It's quite possible, right? And so when I'm looking at this, right, I can see that there, right? So if I go back to the actual title, now again, guys, all of that there was to help you become a much better trader yourself, right? I really want to help you become a much better trader in the markets. For me, it's taken me 19 years to figure this stuff out, and hopefully you can just take some of the stuff that I do and hopefully it actually helps you, to read the charts better and so on and so forth. So if I go back to 2016, look at this here. Or if I go back to 2016 and I look at the overall pattern, what do we have here? We have what? Notice how we had this overall, if we had to draw a line here, right, we had this up and down period, but if we had to draw an overall line, notice how it's more like that, right? Or if you did like a flag formation, right? See how it's more like that. Let's actually do that there, right? So through 2016 and so on and so forth, what do? We actually had more, it was more like this period through here. Notice how that. Now remember, if we're looking at buying legs, this is strong, this is weak. What does this represent more? Oh, it represents what? A weak, more of a sideways. It is sort of channeling, but it's sort of a sideways, right? It's not strong. We're not falling off a cliff. What was the buying leg before that? So we go down the arrow here. So the buying leg was what? Overall, from there, if we actually go from the major low to the major high, we had that. So see how this here looks really similar to what I actually talked to you about a minute ago, right? And then look what happened. And then eventually, after many years of going through this, now this is many years because it's the weekly chart, guess what happened? We actually gained, remember I said before, when we tend to break out, when we actually broke out, look what happened. We actually went for an extraordinary quality move, right? From 19,000 up to almost 27,000 at this particular time in this chart here. Now, the purpose of me telling you this, and again, just reading these markets, and this technique here, guys, is called price and time. In that free trading course, I've got, I think, 2 or 3 videos that walks you through really detailed step-by-step using examples and so on and so forth. If you want to learn more about this technique called price and time, again, in that free trading course. I give you so much in that trading course, okay, guys? Just go get it. And so when we can see that, if I go and have a look at the chart now, and I'm trying to identify, again, what I just walked you through then, right? Where's the buyers? Where's the sellers? Who's more dominant? We have this here, and then notice how we have what? We have this here. So in the preface of what I just walked you through a minute ago, overall, forget the news, forget all the stuff, the farts, right? Just overall, who's still more dominant in this particular market? The buyers, right? Because the buyers are very strong up, even though we've been coming down. And isn't it amazing, guys? We've had 12 months of recession fears and crash fears and and look where the Dow Jones is. It's actually not that far away from its previous highs. So the purpose of me bringing this up is maybe, just maybe, the people saying crash, big crash, including myself, have been wrong. And the chart is giving us the clue, and all we need to do is we need to keep an eye out and an open mind to what the actual market is doing. And so therefore, this could be a repeat, which is actually on this chart here, which is actually just through here. That was that side period before we actually went for a move. This could be a repeat of 2016, before we see another big move to the upside.